Hello, everyone. We're here today for Backpacks and Stories, episode 10. I'm here with Marcelo,
Hello, Ben, my little brother from England.
my big brother from Chile. How are you today?
Good, yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Would you like to start off by introducing yourself?
Uh, yeah, I can try. Well, I'm from Chile. My name is Marcelo from Arica. It's in the border with Peru, but I grew up in Santiago. I studied in Santiago. I worked in Santiago before to escape from Chile, and now I'm living in Australia, specifically in Perth, studying and working. And that's the basic thing that about me. I met Ben in a farm. Actually was one of the the first friend that I made in Australia in my first months. Yeah, after just when the COVID started in July
We
in
met
a
in July.
farm. Yeah, we share the tent. It was a tent. It was in a room. Was a army tent. 8 people in a tent. Horrible times, but good
With
people.
with 5 Chileans. 5 Chileans.
Yeah, that's too much in one place. Fun in the middle of nowhere. But it was nice. I met a really good people there. Well, three, four, no, three. Three, and I'm still in touch. One of them is you. So that's good. That was
No,
worthy.
that was it's crazy how time flies. That was 4 years ago, and we've seen each other. We saw each other in Townsville, in Early Beach, in and
Yeah,
then
many places after.
you came and visit. Well, first you came to no. First we saw each other in Croatia, and then you came to London.
Yeah, yes, and that was a really good what can I say, moment, like detail from you, because I told you I was traveling in that moment around Europe, and it was my birthday, and I
Mm.
saw in Instagram that you was in England, so I say, fuck, I just texted you just in case, like a joke. Came to Croatia, we're gonna celebrate my birthday. You have to come your clothes, so take the next flight to meet here, and you did it. So that was really cool, really cool. That made me really happy to see you and go there because I asked you. I didn't
Yeah,
expect that.
no, it was really cool, and to see you in another continent, and at that time in Australia, of course, we were good friends, but we hadn't spent so much time together,
Yeah,
and then to see each other in this, in my side of the world, to go to party together for a week, and then from how things went from there, and then you came and visited me after in England, and then I came and saw you in Chile
yeah, yeah. And in Brazil before
after.
the carne. Was it after or before? Was
I
Chile? Ah, true. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Was first Chile and then Brazil and then Chile again. Yeah. And we went to Brazil with a big group
Mhm.
because of you. Well, was the 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 main reason was because you want to celebrate your birthday in the carnival, and you told me that in Croatia in the festival in my birthday when I asked you. No, you told me I came here for your birthday, so next year you have to go to my birthday. I asked you where you wanna do it in Brazil. Okay, this one I did, and I was like this. That was the idea to do it, and in the end, we've been 12 people, 11 people in Brazil to celebrate your birthday. So yeah, it was really nice.
There, we made a lot of special memories in the past 2 years, and I'm really glad to
Mm.
have you in my life. it's sad that you're so far away in Australia, and we don't know when the next time we'll see each other in person will be. But I'm very glad to have spent all those moments with you, and for the people that you've introduced me to. You've introduced me to some really amazing people as well. So
Mm, yeah, true. And my family, you are part of my family already. You've been living there after without me.
we celebrated
But
Easter and
the-
Christmas.
yeah, but they love you a lot. You are one
Nice.
of us.
I love
You
you
know
too.
that.
So, what are you doing in Australia now?
Oh, right now I'm in kind of holidays, waiting for a project to work, probably next week.
Mhm.
And working in mines, doing depends. It's a company that work specifically in fencing and concrete, but sometimes we have to operate machine and move. I don't know, whatever the mines or the big company asks to do, like landscaping as well.
Mhm.
So it's different, but depend of the project.
Yeah. So, do you want to start with your first experience leaving Chile?
Living in Chile,
Leaving Chile, the
I
first time
live.
you lived abroad.
Um, the first like I live outside, or
Mhm.
when I came to Australia.
First time.
My first experience was in France when I was in the uni, my fourth year of architecture, and I went to France for 1 semester. I mean, yeah, 1 semester in the uni and 2 months traveling. And yeah, when I've been there, I say, "Fuck, I wanna know more. I wanna travel more and live in another place." So I make a bucket list after that was 2014, so
Mhm.
10 years ago. And so I made the bucket list, and one of them was to live in a place in another country for more than 1 year. And then I saw the working holidays that you can travel around the world, depend of your country, depend of your age, and Australia was a good option, and I applied to came in and applying in 2019, and I got the answer like 3 months after. I bought the ticket in October 2019 to fly in March, and I was lucky because just the COVID started, and 5 days after that I arrived in Australia and the border closed. Well, coming back to the question, I moved to another nothing. My first experience was in France studying architecture, and was nice. And I met a lot of people, incredible people that uh, we we are not friends or we are not in touch anymore, but I'm gonna remember them all my life because they are everyone have special stuff and special skills or talent, and they impress you. That impressed me, and I all the time I'm meeting people like this, but traveling, because when you're traveling, you share with a lot of people, or friend of your friend, and everyone is open to meet new people. It's not like when you are in the same place always and you are in the same group of people, and you have more interaction while you're traveling because the people are traveling want to know more people, I guess. But mostly it's like this. So in France, without French, I can. I went to France without French just because I like French and I wanted to learn, and I'm really bad with languages. So uh, my method is go to the place and just live with the language 24 hours, 7 days per week. And in France was a bit hard, but easier than English for me because I don't know, the grammar was different. Anyway, the uni was all in French, and my French was shit, but I never studied French before to go there. So I had to study a lot for 2 months, studying every day with post-it, with asking the people. Uh, I had two French friends that they made Erasmus in my uni before, and they came to Chile without Spanish. So I helped them to try to not teach them, but share with them because I knew that I'm gonna be in the same situation in the future. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna need someone to teach me or help me when I'm going to France. So and was nice. I've been living in an apartment with two French guys and one girl from Mexico, and yeah, for 6 months with them, and yeah, it was good. But I was 22 at that moment, and I learned to live in community. So I grew up a lot in that with that experience.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. When you're so young and you go to the other side of the world to something completely different, you have to grow up. And
Yeah,
when you, you just have to, especially when you're living with other people. You have to be very conscious of your surroundings, and you have to adapt to live with other people.
exactly. More where you are living in your parent house. So the rules, well, I don't have rules, but it's not too bad when you don't do something. But when you are living with people that you don't know, you should follow the rules and know or learn to live in community because respect for everyone. And basically is that.
Hmm. And you were living in Nancy, is that correct?
Yeah, Nancy is close to Strasbourg and a small city in Lorraine region, and yeah, it's nice. It's a university city, so a lot of young people.
Hmm.
And in Nancy, something that made me write one of my bucket list, one of the things to do before to die, um, was cycling around Europe because with a friend, Diego, he's from Ecuador. We made a trip from by bicycle from Nancy to Colmar, is another region
Hmm.
in France, and we were 6 people cycling for 5 days or one week. I don't remember, but the cyclobike was really nice. The landscape was amazing. So I said, "Fuck, I have to do this again. I don't know when, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in the future." That was 10 years ago, and I made it 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
my bike is in your house in London.
Nice and safe, nice and safe.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
But
I miss you. Let's miss you. Yeah.
we'll come back to the cycling story. So after this, then you spent a lot of time in Chile, and in that time you made some trips around South America as well.
Yeah. Um, well, I have studied architecture in Chile, and in South America we have something called ELEA, is in Spanish is Encuentro Latinoamericano de Estudiantes de Arquitectura. It's like a meeting, Latin American meeting of architecture student, and it's every year in different countries. So I went. My career is 6 years, and I went 9 times. So I finished the uni. I still was going after get the graduate. the diploma. Because I like it's a good vibe. It's just a student, something in common to talk, and I guess that everyone like to travel, so that way we've been moving, and I made a lot of good friends till today from everywhere in South America. So was good because after when you meet someone with the same vibe and we had a good time together. So I invite almost all of them, all the people that make me feel good. So I invite them to my place in Chile, and they invite me to their place. So when someone invite me somewhere, I'm going because I want to know new places or see them again.
Hmm.
And so I've been traveling all South America. The only country I never been was Venezuela, and but all the others because I met someone and I went to visit them.
And Guyana and Suriname.
Guayana, Guayana, Suriname, and French Guayana. Yeah, one day.
They're the countries that everyone forgets about in South America.
Yeah, no, many people doesn't. They don't know that that exists. Suriname, Guayana. They don't speak Spanish, so they're not like Latin America. They are colonies from France or Netherlands. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And we have to do a Venezuela trip sometime
yeah.
together.
One day after Maduro, you don't know if you're gonna come back if something happens.
No, I
Well,
think
let's
it's
see. I was thinking to go to Venezuela in 2016 when I finished the uni. I went with my ex and two more friends to a trip from Santiago
Mhm.
to Colombia. We arrived in Colombia, but the plan was go to Venezuela, but we crossed like three Venezuelan on the way. And when we told them that we want to go, they say no, and it's not a good moment. That was 2016. They say it's not a good moment to go. It's a really bad situation. Too many protests and blah blah blah. But now it's feel like the same. It's not the best moment, so we have to wait. I would like to go. There are too many nice places.
Mhm.
Um, nice islands, but it's not the best time to go.
Wow, the islands are also very expensive.
Yeah, but the island doesn't have the tourists right now, so the hotel and all the restaurant, the stuff for tourists is broke.
Yeah,
So
but now's not the time.
yeah,
Maybe in a
yeah,
couple of years.
yeah. We're gonna have time. We can meet there.
So, if you had to choose one country as your favorite country in South America, where would you choose?
South America, I think I like a lot Uruguay for the people. I have a lot of friends. They're really nice. They are actually, yeah, similar like Argentinian, but nicer.
More humble, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Really.
And they are a small country. There are not too many, so they know each other. But 3 million, but 1.5 million in Montevideo. And
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends in common that they know my friends, so the connection is really close between them. So it's nice, but I think the best oh, is between Ecuador and Uruguay. And Ecuador because it's a really small country as well, but they have everything and like a landscape. Well, the the people is nice as well. So when I been there, I went and I been maybe a bit more of 1 week, and that's it. And in Uruguay, I've been like 4 times,
Mhm.
but I have a really good memory from Ecuador, and I made everything I could do. And in Uruguay, I went to visit some friends, so I shared with them. It's not like I made all the cost. Uh, I went to the main cities, and so it was nice between Ecuador and Uruguay.
Hmm. Have you been to the Amazon?
In Ecuador, yes, and it was really nice. Baños, the
Mm,
town, a small town, but you can do a lot of stuff. It's
yeah.
an experience. Go to Baños. Everyone should go to Baños. And then it's in Montañita, where is the big party, and I went in Carnival, so as well was good. Full of people everywhere, party. That was nice. You have everything what you want to do. Nature for one way, party for another way. So colonies, architecture everywhere. So yeah.
Ecuador is still on my to-do list. It's the one country along with Venezuela and the other aforementioned smaller countries that I still have to visit. Bolivia, whereabouts did you visit in Bolivia?
I've been in Bolivia in 2015 when I was doing my workshop in my city in Arica.
Hmm.
And I went for 1 week in the Oruro Carnival. It's a bigger one in South America, but not too many people know that because the more famous is Rio in Brazil. Too many tourists and too many dancers.
It's the
But the
biggest
first,
in South America.
yeah, bigger than and in uh, in dancers and in groups, but it's folklore festival. It's not
Okay.
like a party festival like a samba and everything in Brazil. This is different, but it's really good as well. And it's huge, huge. It's 1 weekend full of party in the city, with full of musician everywhere, and so it's amazing. I've been 2 days, and was everything was fully booked, all the accommodation. So I slept 2 nights in the bus station, and yeah, and we keep the party the day after. We left our luggage in a shop or in a luggage store or something, and and we went in the party all day on the street for 2 days. Bolivia was nice. I been 1 week. I never been in Santa Cruz, one of the places I would like to go. But La Paz, Oruro, Uyuni was good. To do it in 1 week is okay. And it's cheap. That's the best. Cheap.
So cheap to travel.
Yeah. The thing is in La Paz is one of the higher city in the world.
Hmm.
And you can get tired easily because the city is like this mountain everywhere, cliffs, and you have to work and have or eat the cocaine. The
I leave. Totally.
live cocaine live. They want to say.
Yeah, La Paz is a really beautiful city, but it is difficult for the altitude. You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
So most of the places that you've been have been on bike.
On bike, uh, I made a resume. The overall of all the trip, I made 16 countries and 56 cities.
Mhm.
Where I stopped and was a lot, and 14 capitals. So I started in Portugal in Lisbon. I flew from Santiago to Lisbon. I bought the bike in Lisbon. That was the last one. I bought that one specifically because I was following a another biker, a travel biker, with the same bike, and was really good. So he went everywhere. So I said, "Fine, I have to find the same one to don't have problem with the bike." And that one was the last one in Decathlon that I found in Lisbon. So I've been there for 4 days and to acclimatize with the jet lag.
Mhm.
And after 4 days, I've been in a friend house. She was my classmate when we when we were 8 years old,
I-
and I found her.
I-
Yes, yes, and I found her in Facebook, but before. I saw her before after when Facebook appeared. I found her in Facebook and we meet, and then she went to do a working holiday in Portugal, and then she's still there. Well, the thing I meet her in Portugal, and I start to travel to the south, Spain, France, um, Germany, Austria, uh, Slovakia, Hungary, uh, no, Croatia, Slovenia, Italy, France again, and then Monaco between in the coast in France. So it's a country. I made it in, I don't know, 20 minutes, no, maybe more, 30 minutes cycling. It's a really small country, like a 2 kilometer. It's nothing. And then from France to Spain, and in Spain, I flew to England because my visa, my tourist visa in Europe is just for 3 months for all the countries. That's really shit because you have too many things to see and not that much time. So I flew to England because it's not Europe anymore after the Brexit.
Hey,
And in England,
we're still in Europe. We're just not in the European Union.
yeah, it's not Europe. No, it's Europe. And in England, how I was traveling without the ticket to go back because I didn't know where I was going back and when. I almost couldn't go to London. They stopped me in the aduana and they been asking me like half hour or hour and a half. Many questions. Where was you? How much money do you have? Where are you going? I give them your number, actually, your number and my cousin's number because she's living there since 10 years ago. And but now they didn't believe me. They told me, okay, you have 15 minutes to buy a ticket to fly somewhere. Other way you can't go in. And I tried with the shit internet in the airport, and I couldn't buy the ticket. So I told him, bro, I am trying to buy the ticket. Look, I put my account, everything, and but doesn't work. And they say, okay, I don't believe you any word that you say, but okay, you can go in. So yeah, I've been hour and a half for nothing, and I've been 1 month in London, in England, and Wales, cycling as well. When I met you there in London.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to go back to the story where you got stopped at the border. That story makes me so angry still to this day because they they have rules to you're allowed 6 months visa
Yeah,
free, should be no questions, no issues, and you come to my country and you have all of the proof, you have your visa and your bank accounts for Australia, and then
yeah,
they call you a liar. These
yeah,
guys
yeah,
are lying, and you're
yeah.
showing
I will.
information, and they say, why do you have an Australian bank account? Because I had a visa in Australia, and they call you a liar.
Yeah, and when I showed them the account, they asked me, "And which currency is this one? It's Australian dollar." And he said, "Ah, but Australian dollar is shit money." I said, "Yeah, of course, it's half, but it's still a lot to be in 6 months if I wanted here." So yeah, it was a bit annoying. I was worried. First time, no, it's not the first time that they stopped me, but the first time that I really believed that I couldn't go in a country. That was the first time.
No, it makes me really sad because you came to come and enjoy my country, and you wanted to continue your journey there. You came to visit me and to visit your cousin, and then they make problems for you. It's really sad
Yeah,
that you're treated that way. I don't know, just because you're from South America. I don't know what the guy was thinking, but anyway, but it was a real pleasure that you came to visit. The time you arrived in England as well was you remember what was special
oh,
that day?
yeah, I arrived one day after the Queen died.
Mm.
Yeah, that was like big chaos everywhere in the streets, and I was cycling in all the cities where I've been, And but in London, that moment wasn't allowed to cycle with a backpack because the terrorists and the stuff when there are too many people in one place. So they say many times they told the police or the guardian say no, you cannot cycle close to here because we're close to the palace. It was a big chaos and queue of thousand people. That's what's crazy. I know it's a queen, but I don't know. For me, it's a bit too much.
No, I know that if I start this conversation, then I won't stop. But we saw thousands and thousands, maybe as many as millions of people just queuing up to leave flowers and crying and crazy people. Such crazy people.
Yeah. Like thousands of flowers, 2 million of pound in just flower on the floor. Yeah, that was shocked me. Like anyway,
Apart from that, what did you think of London? How was your experience in London?
actually, well, in London or in England, because I've been in many cities in England using. Luckily, I just paid 2.9 in a hostel because it's really expensive, and they don't have a room for bikes or a place to park the bike safely. So
And now I remember
uh,
what happened when we got to the hostel.
yeah, I have to disassemble my bike. I put it in the bottom of the bed. Yeah, and I have to fight for that because they wanted to let me put the bike in. So I can. Uh, Everyone told me that in England they steal too many bikes. So I was worried. It was my transfer, and it's my no chance to put it leave it outside. But my experience was really nice. It was I remember like in Germany. In Germany, the people was nice, and in England was exactly the same. With an app called One Shower, it's like a couch surfing. So when you're traveling, you text them a few days in advance to ask if they can host you. And I tell you, I've been like almost 4 weeks in England, and I just paid 2 days or 3 days in a hostel. And
Mm.
what was with you, and the other uh, was in, I don't remember, but it was in London as well. Anyway, um, the people, everyone that I ask, they give me accommodation, and they give me dinner sometime or breakfast when I leave the day after. So they was really kind, all of them. And I remind one specifically. He was really nice. His name is David, and this was in Bath. You
Mhm.
know Bath? Have you been in Bath? It's nice.
I think
Um,
maybe when I was very young.
yeah. Well, I was in Bath, and I didn't found accommodation, and the cheaper one was £60, something like this, and was really over my budget. So I text him. He was living in the city before Bath from Wales. Uh, what is the name of the city in the border with Wales?
Bristol.
Bristol. Yeah, he is from Bristol. It's like 45 minutes maybe. So I text him if he can host me and come back to Bristol. That is, by car is 45 minutes. By bicycle it's like a hour and a half.
Mhm.
But doesn't matter. It was getting dark, and he texts me back and say, "Don't worry, I'm gonna pick you up there." So he came from Bristol because I shared with him the first time when I went to Wales, and when I came back, I stopped in Bath and I didn't find accommodation, and he came to pick me up in Bath, and we put the bag in his car, and we came back to his place in Bristol. So that was really nice for someone that you don't know. He was a really good guy. And so this kind of stuff, you can get that experience just traveling,
Mhm.
even if you don't know. Or if you when I started travel by bike, I was worried, I was scary and everything, but I say, fuck, I have to do it, and I'm gonna die. So it could be worse.
Hmm.
I'm not a biker. In the last 3 years before to do that, I didn't touch a bike. I've been in Australia, just traveling and working, living in a place for 3 months and then in another place. I never been more than 4 months in one city, so I never had a bike.
Yeah.
So yeah. England was a nice country. Same in Cardiff. The people in Cardiff. With David, I'm in contact with this guy. So it's nice to keep in touch with the people that you meet around and try to at one point give them something back or give someone else uh, something back. Even if you don't know them, like they didn't know me.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm really glad to hear that, after the bad start that you had, it eventually turned into be a really good experience.
Yeah. It was really good. The only thing in the end of September was getting really cold, and even if I was cycling faster than I could, it was impossible to get warm.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it gets cold in the northern hemisphere. Um, Even here now in Canada in Montreal, it's not too bad, but the cold is coming. The evenings and the mornings are colder, and soon it's gonna be.
yeah. No, I hate the cold weather.
Now
So
Perth is nice and warm.
I prefer it summer. So
How's the weather
England,
in Perth right now?
huh?
How's the weather in
Well,
Perth?
the last 3 days been raining, and now it's look nice, but it's probably gonna rain again. But the summer is coming, uh, so and the beach is nice. It's just, summer is good in Perth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, do you want to talk a bit about your Australia experience arriving to Australia just before the pandemic?
Yeah, well, I arrived in Australia in March 13, and they closed the border in March 18. So, well, I was lucky. And then I arrived in Melbourne, so I've been there for 2 weeks. I had a flight to Tasmania and a job to work in a apple farm.
Hmm.
I tried to make my 3 months to extend the visa, but they closed the island 2 days before, so they gave me a voucher to to fly in another moment. And I said, fine, I don't want to be in Melbourne. I don't like the big city. And a friend of mine told me, came to Perth is cheap and it's nice. No, but it came to Cairns. So I took the day after I took the flight to Cairns. I been there. My friend left Australia after 3 days because he was worried. But no one know what's going on. So
Yeah.
fair enough. So I've been there in Cairns for 2 months, and then I got a farm, a cheat farm in Gatton. Was a scam. Like in that one was a main scam for backpackers and cheat farm, cheat payment, hard work, really hard work. I never gonna do it again, hopefully.
But Gatton was that's where the caravan park is, no, the party caravan park.
Uh, I been 2 weeks in Gatton and in a house, in a cheat house.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know about the caravan park.
I've heard that
I never been.
Gatton I know there's a caravan park in Queensland somewhere, but Gatton is
Mm.
the south or the north of Queensland.
It's 2 hours away from Brisbane to the land.
I think it
So,
inland. I think is the party place.
well,
No
I
party.
didn't do any. I didn't do any partying that one. I was poor, spending all my Chilean savings. That wasn't too much. So my first job was shit in a lettuce farm,
Hmm.
and after work from 6 to 3, 6 a.m. to 3. Guess how much I guess in my first week? Never
Uh,
gonna guess. It's
$500,
360.
360.
And yes, yes, and they didn't pay me.
They didn't pay you.
No, after 1 month, but I've been calling them, text them, email, everything, and they didn't reply. And then with my shit English, because my English was shit, worse than now. And I called Firework to, like, he's the agency that tried to fix the problem between the employer and employees. And after 1 month, they pay me. They
Okay,
pay me 360 twice. I think it was a mistake because they paid me twice, but of course I didn't say anything.
of course.
And so after that I met you when we escaped from Gato because was everything was going really really bad. I found the avocado farm in Childers where I met you after 1 month. I think you
I
arrived
w-
after me.
yeah, I got there at the end of July.
Yeah, I arrived maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks before you. So that was my experience, and at that moment, for me, was part of the adventure. So I didn't have any problem. It was okay. This is part of the adventure. I gonna enjoy it, even if it's a shit situation. But I am learning. I am, yeah, learning every day, meeting new people every day. So that's good. The good thing. And after I work in an island in the Whit Sunday. I see you there again in Early Beach. Um, After that, I quit in November to go to a festival. And from the festival, I went to work in a solar farm for 6 months in different places of Australia, New South Wales, Queensland, with a team, with a small team, but good people.
You got very
And
lucky very quickly in Australia. The solar farm in your first year. That was a dream. That was the job everyone wanted.
yeah, but you know how was it? It was really funny because in Gold Coast, no, in Sunshine Coast, I've been 1 month cleaning, doing cleaning in the big houses for an agency.
Yeah.
And one day in a beach party in the hostel where I was living, they made a big party in the beach. And I met a guy from Germany. He wasn't in the hostel. He was working with the like a random people around, and they meet in the group. And we start to talk, and he was really nice. And I met him in maybe in September. Yeah, in September
Yeah.
and August. I don't remember, but in November he called me. I saw him once, just once, and he called me. I was working in the island, and he called me and asked me, "Hey, how are you? What are you doing? Are you working? Yeah, I'm working in the island. It's nice." Blah blah blah. He asked me, "You wanna work in a solar farm?" I say, "Yeah, of course." And why? No, I am making a team, and I would like to have you in the team. Yeah, and why me? We don't know each other that much. Well, we had the Instagram and something we comment some stuff, but nothing special.
Yeah.
And he told me, I don't know because I feel it. I said, okay. So because of him, I started to work in I didn't look for a job in a solar farm. Because of him, I started to work. So I got experience in a solar farm, and then I could work in more solar farm after that one.
Yeah.
But it was really good with the team and traveling around because the company pay us everything. It was my first job, like proper job with good money in cheap places, cheap towns, really small. Once called Never Tire, and they had 172 people, the population. Yeah, so imagine the post office was a bar, was a hotel, was a bottle shop, was everything in just one building.
Yeah. Yeah. And then after, in amongst, I think it was after after your first project, I saw you in Gold Coast. You remember you remember when you had the Airbnb?
Yeah, that was between. Yeah, we saw there again.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that was after the first project,
Hmm.
and was we took 2 weeks holiday. So we've been 1 week in Sydney, and then we went to Gold Coast because the next project was close to Gold Coast.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was a really nice week because it was the first time in Gold Coast with the team and in a huge apartment that we rent in Airbnb and eating every day good. Like, so we've been in a small town. We have money but nothing to do, nothing to spend. So during the 2 week off, we did everything. And we made a lot of party, a lot of Uber Eats, Uber Eats. Uh, so yeah, it was a really nice time.
And then in Byron.
We, huh?
And then we went down to Byron.
Byron, yeah, yeah, true.
And
Uh,
Vlad and I got stung by the jellyfish.
when you almost die.
That was
Yeah, yeah.
to this day the
Oh,
most amount of pain I've ever felt. You know, it was
yeah.
so painful.
I was really worried that day because it was wide, more wide than normal. But I really thought because in Australia you don't know anything, even this really small thing can kill you. So and you never feel a jellyfish. I grew up with jellyfish, so I knew how it's the pain.
Hmm.
And but for you was the first one, isn't it? The first jellyfish in your life?
Yeah, well, I've seen them before, but never
And
been
you never
stung.
feel it. Yeah, never. Yeah, then maybe.
And these are blue bottles, so they're these tiny clear things. You don't see them, and it just went on. I was looking around, recording a video, and then all of a sudden, like, what the fuck is this? You know, it was so much.
Yeah.
And then I
And the
was,
worst.
and then I didn't know what to do, so I said, someone pee on my foot, and then but I tried to pee, but I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
because I was in so much pain. So your friend gave me
yeah.
a can of piss, and I poured it over my foot, and it made it so much worse. I went blind. I couldn't see. I felt like I was gonna pass out.
Yeah, yeah, it was really worrying. And we were in a beach with no one around, like our group and two more groups and no one else. And to go back to the parking where the car was,
A
um,
15-minute
we have
walk.
to, yeah, yeah, like half an hour walking and trekking. So impossible. No, I was really worried. We started laughing a lot, but after a while, it was wild,
It was
completely wild.
scary. It
Yeah,
was an experience, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the beginning was fun experience, but the end was a bit scary.
It was okay. Everyone was
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you're still alive. That's good. Now we can laugh about that.
Yeah. So then after this project, you did another 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I don't remember the date, but we finished in August, the last project.
Hmm.
And after that, I went to Cairns again because the first time I've been in full COVID, living in a hostel with 80 people doing nothing because no one have jobs. So what's different Cairns? And now without too many restriction, I came back because still have friends in Cairns. So and I've been working in a restaurant for 2 months and then 2 months in a mine with base in Cairns.
Hmm.
So there, I made a lot of good friends from Spain mostly, and we are still in touch. I saw them after in Malaga, or they visit me here in Perth. So they are like the closer friend that I made in Australia. I meet them in Cairns in that moment.
Was that when you met Mark?
Yes, is Mark is one of the group.
Mm.
Mark, Gerard, Alba, Susie, and Yeah, Cairns is I don't know if it's the vibe or what it is, but there's good people in that city, and it's small, so that's nice. The bad thing um is the beach. You cannot swim in the beach because it's full of crocodile or jellyfish. So you have a small area with a net in the beach to be there and that's it. But the landscape, they have a lot of waterfall and a
Really
lot of
beautiful.
landscape, really nice. The Downtree is one of the most beautiful places in Australia, where you can see the casuary. I went to camp with friends, but for 3 or 4 days, and we didn't see the casuary. The casuary is one of my favorite animal, the dinosaur.
You have to go back.
Yeah, I should. I should one day.
I never went to the Dane Tree.
You should go back to Cairns and then go there.
One day.
Yeah. So I've been in Cairns for 4 months till November because I got another solar farm in the south. So I start to travel from Cairns to South Australia, and the project was in Victoria. So I had 2 weeks to go to the new project, and 3 days before to arrive, they canceled the project. So it was one day away to arrive in the project, the city, and they canceled it.
This was
So
the project that we were going to be on together.
yeah, fuckers. They asked me for the team, and we were six. I think I don't remember. You, you and someone else, me, Caro, and two more people, and yeah, a couple from Chile.
Hmm.
And everyone was ready to go there, and they canceled it 3 days. Fuckers. So I was in South Australia when they sent me the email canceling the project, and with this guy, the group of from Spain, they were working in a grain farm in a Herbert. How do you say?
Processing, like the
Yeah,
grain.
yeah. So was bad luck and good luck at the same time because I was visit them when I got the email and. I said, fuck, I'm fuck in the middle of the way, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, or where I'm gonna sleep the next day. I was traveling in a van, but after after months living in a van or traveling, you need a place or something if you wanna work. So the guys talked with the spoke with the bosses, the manager, and they gave us a place to work in the grain season with them for almost 2 months or 6 weeks. I don't remember, but kind
Hmm.
of. So in the end, I've been with them, my group from Cairns. We've been working in South Australia, and it's a you work a lot, but you can make a lot of money as well.
Hmm.
So it's one of the good job in Australia, and the grain season. So after that, we finished for Christmas. After New Year, we finished the project there, and we made a trip to Tasmania by car. Almost all of us, all of the group. So I've been 2 weeks in Tasmania, and and then I came back to the continent. But it was good, was nice.
Mm.
And what was the last? And then after that, I got another project in a solar farm in Queensland. So from Tasmania, I started to drive to Queensland to start the new project in February, and I've been 1 month in a road trip. And I got my ticket to fly to Chile and visit my family after 2 years and a bit more, like a few more months. And the guy that canceled our project in the solar farm called me to start to work there again in a new project. I don't remember it was the same, but you got that project, isn't it?
Yeah, that was my last job in Australia.
Yeah, I say no because I already have the flight to go to Chile.
Hmm.
Okay, fat. Was a good money. I remember. Was a good money. And the job wasn't hard, but I already had my ticket and my flight. So
Your first flight got cancelled, right?
to Chile.
Yeah,
Mm, yes, true. For COVID,
yeah.
it's true. I forgot that.
Because you
Was good because
went your mum for her birthday.
yes, yes, true. Then I arrived for my dad birthday.
Yeah.
um,
And how did it feel to get back to Chile after 2 years?
uh, was nice. Yeah, to see my family and my friends. I was surprised because they didn't know I was going back. I never say when I came back to Chile. Yes, I like the surprises. I did all the times when I came back. Saying when I came back from France, I didn't tell them. And next time I don't gonna tell them neither. When I came back from Brazil,
Yeah.
because I've been in Brazil a couple of months, I didn't tell them that I'm gonna come back the day when I come back. So I don't know. I like to do that and just ask someone to pick me up in the airport. One of them gonna know. First time was my cousin. No, first time was my best friend,
Hmm.
Carlos. The second time was my cousin, and the last time was my dad. But was a surprise from my mom. Hmm.
Yeah. Always a nice.
Yeah, feel good, and I don't miss too much the places in Santiago, the city. I don't know. It's I want to explore more, so I came back just to visit them, share
Mhm.
with my family, my people, and that's it. I before to leave Chile, I've been in all the cities, so I can say that I've been everywhere. Not in a specific town, but in every region. So it's not like I when I come back to know to see something new or go to a new place.
You visited every region in Chile?
Yeah, everything, even Hister Island.
Mm.
That is 4,000 kilometers away from the continent. I've been there with my brother,
Yeah. It must have
Sebastian.
been a cool experience.
Yeah, yeah. We've been for 1 week, I think. Was a really nice experience.
Is it expensive to visit?
Yes, it is. You can go with two backpack, 23 kilos. And with my brother, you had in one backpack all the clothes and the stuff what we gonna use, and the other full of food, food like avocado, bread, soft drinks, all this kind of stuff. Because it's crazy that how expensive is the island.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's like 3 times the price. So we bring all our food to not spend too much.
And Chile is already expensive.
Yeah, between the other countries in Latin America, one of the most expensive with the Uruguay. Uruguay, I think, is more expensive.
I would say Uruguay is more expensive, yeah. But you
Mhm.
always told me Uruguay is like the Switzerland of South America, and it's true. It is
Yeah,
very expensive.
yeah, expensive and it's small. It's not too much people. Yeah.
So, where in the world do you really want to visit? Where's your next big trip?
Where I been or where I wanna go?
Where you want to go?
Uh, Japan. That is the
Japan.
next one. Yeah, next one in the list. Well, Japan or Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, one of them. But mm mainly Japan
Hmm.
before to if I move from Australia or I go to somewhere else. I don't know. I don't have it clear yet, but Japan is one of my goals to go.
Hmm. But for example, you don't see yourself doing like another big 6 month trip or 1 year trip, not for a few more years.
Mm, don't know, because right now I'm trying to find some stability. Uh, I did a big trip. I've been 1 year traveling, and that is a lot. And I don't want to be broke again, to be honest, because come back from zero is a bit hard. So from
Yeah,
zero, but it's worth it to do it once in your life. Maybe I could do it for 3 months, I don't know, 6 months, something like this. Um, but depend. I would love to do the cyclo trip again. So in different countries so far, but and with experience,
yeah.
uh, with the timing, and yeah, I could do something. But it's hard when you are getting some stability and quit everything again. So for sure, I'm gonna do it. When, I don't know.
How does stability feel for you now? Now that you've been in stability for more than a year?
Yeah, in the same house. That's kind of nice because my flatmate, I love them. We have a really good relationship. I have a place to come back every time after work. I have all my stuff. I'm building something. Here, it's not that much, but I have my piano. I have my car and the kind of stuff that I need to do whatever I want.
Mhm.
So I don't have to move all my stuff from one place to another place. The job is stable now. We are in a break, but uh, when I come back, I'm gonna be stable again till at least till next year. So uh, that made me feel more safe
Mhm.
with what I have, and if I need to save money for whatever I wanna do, I can do it here, and
Yep.
I feel good. I feel good in my place.
Do you like living in
So yeah, it's a big city, but it's not too big. The problem in the transfer is it's not the best, so you need a car or something to move. But in my neighborhood, it's um it's really nice and it's close to the beach. It's like 5 minutes away,
Yeah.
so that's important for me at least. And I can go to run there and do everything. So see the sunset. So the place is nice. Perth is okay.
But which
Yeah,
beach are you close to? Are you down in Fremantle or are you up near?
yeah. So South Beach. Yeah, I'm in Hamilton Hill. It's close to Fremantle. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not Perth. It's not Perth. Perth is half an hour from here. But
Fremantle's Perth.
yeah. But not Perth City.
It's not
Is
Perth City, no.
yeah. That's what I mean.
And that is nicer down there, I think. Like it's a bit more relaxed, less people. So it doesn't feel necessarily like you're in a big city.
Mm, yeah. It's true. Like this and um. Uh, the problem, well, in Perth there are too many people or not too many houses, not too many accommodations. So uh, you are always you can see too many people looking for a place. So now with the long lace, yeah, lace, just stay in one place. So that is, and the problem with that is the accommodation, the rent is getting up every year, but a lot, and it's still cheaper than in Sydney or Melbourne. That's
Yeah,
good. But the city is not. City is like a 1 million the population, but
I
it's
think
growing up because
two, no?
uh, I'm not sure, but 1 million or more than 1 million. But yes, a lot of people is coming here because of the mines or because it's cheaper than the other city, the other big cities
Yeah.
in the East Coast.
I mean, I think that's happening all over the world at the end of the day. I think a lot of people are moving away from the biggest cities and going to maybe the second biggest. For example, here in Canada, people are moving from Toronto and coming to Montreal because they don't really need to speak French, and it's like a big enough city, and what you get with your money, what you get in Toronto is nothing, and you pay half the price and get more space here in Montreal. So people just move from there to here. So I think it's a big. I know this was also a big problem in Sydney with Byron Bay. Um, people,
Mm,
all the landlords started kicking the residents out because they could charge people on Airbnb 4 times the rent. So
mm.
people are just starting to leave the bigger cities because it's not sustainable, and all of the
Yeah.
immigrants come to the big cities, because it's where they think all the opportunities are. So
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it's true. And I remember in Byron Bay, even the camping, it was in not the high season. In the camping area, it was hard to get a spot to put
yeah,
your tent. Everything else was fully booked.
yeah. Is there anywhere in the world that you've always dreamed of living?
Mm, don't know, but from last year when I went to Thailand, the food is really good, the beaches are nice, the people is nice. So to live maybe a season could be nice.
Hmm.
I would like to do it. One of my options to do the dive master,
Yep.
and I there for 3 months in Kotao. So I'm checking that option to do it after Australia. I have the experience, live in an island, do the dive master. Just for me, I
You've
don't
done
think I
dive-
gonna work. Mhm.
you've done diving before, no?
Yeah, many times in different countries, and it's nice. And
Where,
Thailand is one of the best.
where have you
One of
done it?
in Egypt, I did it in Indonesia, in Australia, in different places.
Hmm.
I started in Chile before to come to Australia because I knew that if you want to do diving, you need the license. The open water is the basic one.
Yeah.
So I did it in advance before to come here because was cheaper in Chile. So after when I'm traveling, I see a place to do diving. I don't need anything else, just my license, and it's really good experience. Like you are flying. So I would like to do it and new places.
I think I've always been a little cautious about diving, about the whole the pressure thing. If you come up too early, then there can be problems.
Mm?
If you come up too early, then there can be problems.
Yeah, if you too fast, yeah, you can be problem with the pressure. But yeah, I never had any problem, so I love to do diving.
Yeah, so that's a potential option after Australia.
Yes, yes, I'm making a list. So many options, something you're gonna do, some of them, at
Mhm.
least not to get so lost.
What are some other things on your bucket list that you said that you made that you still haven't done?
I have many walking a volcano. in an
Okay.
active volcano around. That's one. Um, Learn to play piano, but properly, like good. Speak at least four languages. I have one at the moment so far.
You have more than one.
Properly fluent. Um, make a master in my career. I was thinking to do it in France. If one is another of my options, and but I have to learn French again. I'm losing too much. Sometimes I practice with my French friend here,
Hmm.
but it's not like I practice every day. So, and the most important I would like to do it is have a hostel. At the moment, the plan is do it in Portugal,
Hmm.
in Faro. That's why I went to Brazil as well for so long. It was almost 4 months in total uh, to learn Portuguese. And I believe in a hostel with full of Brazilian
Yeah.
because Brazil is a huge country, so they have a lot of tourists from the same country, from Brazil, from different places.
Yeah.
So in my hostel was like 70% of the people was Brazilian, and with them I practice, and it's pretty similar with the Spanish, so it wasn't too hard. Even if I don't speak Portuguese, I can speak and understand almost everything, or 90% maybe, but um it's easy if you are a Spanish speaker, or if you learn Espanol after the Portuguese is gonna get much easier.
So if you had to rank the order of your language abilities, which would you say?
Spanish.
Well, I'm not sure. You're Chilean, you know?
Yeah, but when it starts to travel, I'm the exception, or not exception, but I try to speak
You
proper
speak
Spanish.
them.
I don't use too much slang and I speak not really fast, like normal, I guess.
Hmm.
And but always because I told you I started to travel when I was 18, and I made a friend from everywhere in Latin America. So to have a good communication and try to from that moment I try to don't use too much slang and to be clear, to don't use too many Chilean word or like this. So from that time I start to speak a proper Spanish.
Yeah, very good.
But
No,
you're
you do.
right.
You do
I
speak
met
good.
that. Yeah, but you're right. I met a lot of Chilean here in Perth. First time that I met too many Chilean. And yeah, you can recognize them far away. That's they are Chilean for a word, for an expression or whatever. It's so easy for
So
me. Too easy to understand them, but yeah,
not
I
for everyone.
understand that the people. Yeah, exactly.
No, when I first arrived to Chile, you know, it's such an amazing story. You know, when I told it recent on a recent episode that I told you I'm gonna arrive late. You know, we can catch up for a couple of hours, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm really tired, and then you pick me up from the airport with your friend, and you know, I had no idea, and you take me to your house, and then your whole family was waiting there for me with a welcome party, and it's such a special memory I have. You know, so my welcome to South America, my welcome to your family, my welcome to Chile, like it is something that I'll never forget. But
Yeah,
the fact that I knew a tiny bit of Spanish, but not enough to communicate, and your family don't speak English, so like, okay, we have to communicate, and it was beautiful. You know, everyone, it was so welcoming, and
yeah. But that was good as well for you for your language skill because you have to learn every day something new, and you work with your notebook everywhere. So that was a good training
with the wine,
to improve. Ah, yeah, and the wine, of course, to
the
improve your
wine,
skills.
the wine always helps. No, but I will always remember them. Always remember that. And every
Yeah,
time
of
I
course.
go and
I,
visit your family, I understand more.
yeah, yeah, it was true when I told you mi casa es tu casa. So you can come back whenever you want.
I'm the same for you. You're always welcome in my mom's home.
Yeah, I know.
So after after Spanish, where would you say
And
Portuguese, French, English?
no, right now I think English
Hmm.
because I'm using every day to understand after Portuguese, and I can speak, but I don't feel really comfy to speak in Portuguese. But I'm trying. And French, uh, the people think that I speak really good French when they know me, but nah, I just because when you meet someone, it's always the same speech. So they say, "Oh, you have really good French." Yeah, 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 yeah. Not really, but no, it's true. No, no, no. But you're not gonna argue with that just because it's the same question. You asked me the same that the other friends asked me last week, so I know what to say. But no, I mean I lost a lot of French because it's the basic. I think I can't hold a deep conversation in French.
Hmm.
I get lost because sometimes I don't understand a word or two words in a row, and I say, "Fuck, I don't know what he's talking about." I get lost. So, but French, I think it's after Portuguese. No, Portuguese because Portuguese was always easier and it's pretty
Yeah,
similar. It's like 80% similar with the Spanish.
yeah.
And the French, the accent is a bit hard. But before in France, when I was to use and listen every day, I had a good level of French. But if I come back to France, I think I can recover the level and improve it, of course. Faster than the last time.
But when you were there, you were. Do you feel like you got to the same level as your English now, that you could speak about, you could have deep conversations?
The French, yeah,
Mm.
I think so. Was like my English now. Wasn't
Yeah.
perfect.
No, but it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. And I think the most,
Enough.
yeah, the
What?
most important thing is, like for most of our friendship, we've spoken in English. You know, now we speak more in Spanish, but for most of the time I've known you, I only spoke English. And
Mm.
at the beginning, maybe we couldn't speak about such deep things, but now I know we can talk about any kind of topic. You know, we can talk about anything. Even if you can't speak grammatically perfectly, we can still talk about anything, you know? And that's the
Yeah,
most.
yeah. Communication.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
100%. So we're gonna come to the end now. Do you have any, before I ask you any questions, do you have any questions for me?
Mm. Yeah, in a short sentence, tell me how was the experience in Canada so far? Better or what do you expect before to go? Because you've been in Canada and then you left and now you come back. And so what is your plan? How is it going? Because Canada is a good country and it's a good option to go for everyone, but um, it's not Australia. Because I know people that been in Australia and went to Canada, like Mark, and the experience was different, or they expect something else. It's the opportunity, the weather, the people is different. So for you, how was how was it? How is going?
I think, yeah, I think I had some ideas that I would be able to have a similar experience like I did, like I had in Australia, you know, like a really free kind of life, you know, that you can just move around and work in any kind of job and earn lots of money. but Canada is not the place to do that. You know, I know you can do it in some kind of ways. It depends where you are in the country. It depends if you have a car, maybe it's a bit more possible. Maybe you have more opportunities. But in general, for me, I felt like, especially last year when I arrived in Toronto, I felt like I have to make a decision now. If you can't live in the hostels. That's the big thing. Because in summer, the hostels, they charge $60, $70 per night.
And you pay weekly or you just per day?
You pay weekly for $400 a week. They don't give you a discount for staying weekly, you know. So at those prices, you have to make a decision. Like, I'm gonna stay in this city. I'm gonna find a place to live, and I'll find a job and everything, or I'll try another city and try that. So I decided to stay in Toronto. I didn't really have an amazing time there. I worked hard and I left with basically the same money I arrived with, so it was okay. I guess I broke even. I think I learned things and I think I developed as a person. And I was so excited to go back to South America, and I spent another 6 months down there.
Where you have any road or plan to go?
Where after?
Yeah, in South America, where you wanna go?
Wait, no, I meant after I left Toronto last year. I spent 6 months down
there. Yeah, true.
And then I came back, and these few months they've gone very quickly. And again, I'm just made a decision. I found a place and a job, and so I'm here. You know, I'm here for now, and it's okay. It's okay. But I think what this experience has really taught me is to just drop the expectations. You know, you can't expect things to be the same in another country, doing different things, because things work differently all over the world, you know. Australia is a very different place, and I think even in the time that we spent there in the pandemic, it was a very different place to what it is now. I imagine the Australia that you're living in now. So yeah, for now I'm here, and at some point I'll go and visit my family and keep traveling. I really want to go back to. Well, I've never been to Mexico or Central America. I still have to go to Venezuela. I have to go back to Chile, Argentina, back to Colombia. I have to go. I really love Latin America. I really feel like I want to get to know the whole continent. But then I also feel like I want Japan is also another big one for me. Southeast Asia and India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, the Middle East, Africa. The whole world is just a blank.
You need time and money.
Yeah. I have plenty of time, but no money.
Not plenty. The world is too big. The money is a problem.
Then I also think about maybe it would be nice to go back to Australia or try New Zealand.
You still have one more year here?
I still have one more year in Australia, yeah.
Nice.
But I have until 35 to use it, so.
Yeah, I know. You have time.
A little, just a little.
Yeah,
11 years. But no, in general, I think I'm really learning to just accept that things go the way they go, and I can't rush things, you know. Everything takes time. So now I will throw 3 questions at you. So the first one from my last guest, he asked, If you had all of the money in the world, what would you do with it?
All of the money in the world is a lot of money, and easily you can. What's the joke is you can share it with everyone, make a system or something, teach people that not just give them money, but give the opportunity to get the money for their own. And but you don't need that too many stuff, too much money to live happy. And if you want to travel or do whatever you want, but you don't need too much. So why not to share it with people that deserve to have an opportunity? Because you can see that when you live and when you travel and you can see the reality from the people that just born in one place. People with lucky that born in a good country, or people that lucky with, I don't know, with nothing, with bad luck. So it's not their fault. It's just they don't have the opportunity. So if you can do something, if you have the money of the world, you can invest something to how do you say, to put in the balance closer and the different
We say to make a level playing field.
level playing field. Yes.
Mhm.
So yeah, because the money of the world is a lot, so you can build something. Not just give the money to everyone. Just make something to give the opportunities to get the
Mm.
money.
How much money do you feel like you need to be happy?
To be happy. Mm, to be happy, I don't need that much. But to be chill and don't think about money anymore. 400,000 euro.
400,000 euros.
I don't need, yeah. With that, I don't. It's enough to live
Yeah.
for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna do
Uh,
it. I'm gonna
yeah.
do it one day.
Yeah, no, for sure. I have no doubt that you're gonna do it. You're gonna open your hostel. That's your plan.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that's with a hostel. I just need the hostel and the money that I have to spend in to maintain the hostel, the worker, and the stuff, and that's it. And a nice place. At the moment, I found it, but maybe I can change the place after. But so far, it's in Portugal,
Mhm.
and in the hostel, you're always gonna miss people. Uh, you're gonna practice your language skill. So for me, that's life. For me, I'm happy with that. I don't need that much. I don't know
Yeah.
if that is too much, but for me, it's not that much. I mean, I can be happy with that.
No, I think that you've given a really humble amount of money there, and I think it's realistic. Yeah, for sure, you're gonna be able to achieve that. And you're not a greedy person. You just want to have those things and enjoy your life. And I think that's amazing. Maybe
Mhm.
one day I'm working in your hostel.
Hopefully. Unless, well, you never give me a flag from your country,
Yes, I
but this
did.
one,
Yes, I
huh?
did. Yeah,
Which
I did.
one?
It's there in your room.
The England. Ah, true. True. Well, that is one of the deal that I have with the friends, that if they give me a flag from the country, you
Hmm.
can get the free accommodation in my hostel, and all the flags gonna be in the main room
Yeah,
in my hostel.
very nice. What question would you like to ask the next guest?
Oh, let me think. Hmm. Uh, in the countries, how have you been? Which one would you like to bring your family with you in a like a family holiday? And
Hmm.
why? Why there? I don't know how many countries will be the next years, but if he would like to come back in a country with the family, it's not the same. If you travel for yourself, it's a different trip. But when
Hmm.
you are with families, it's a different vibe. So, which country and why there?
Okay, very nice. And finally, what message do you have to share in your own language?
Mm, em, que sabemos, bueno, el viajar no es para todo el mundo y uno se da cuenta. Yo he tenido la oportunidad de viajar con compañeros muy geniales que conectamos re bien, que sin conocernos mucho en viaje nos complementamos, pero también hay gente que tiene otros estilos de viaje que son más cómodos, más caros también. En el fondo piensan que para viajar necesitan dinero, pero no es tan verdad. Se necesitan más ganas y el dinero siempre hay formas de economizar. Al final se puede viajar caro, pero se puede viajar muy barato también. Al final es la experiencia que está buscando. Entonces el mensaje sería, si tienen la oportunidad, aunque no tengan mucho, y si van con miedo porque son lugares nuevos, con diferentes idiomas, y que capaz no se hable inglés o no se hable el idioma que sepan ustedes, lo hagan igual. Que todo eso es parte de la experiencia, el perderse, el tener miedo. Yo he viajado un montón de veces con miedo y al final se disfruta y se agradece después todo lo que uno conoce. Entonces, el mensaje es que viajen, que viajen, que viajen. ¿No? Hay que juntar, que junten, que tengan ahí, prioricen. Al final, lo que se aprende, la gente que se conoce, no te lo va a enseñar nadie. Y esa experiencia, si puedes hacerla de joven, hay que hacerla. Ese es mi mensaje.
Thank you. And in English?
Fuck, eh, if you have the chance to travel, just do it. Doesn't matter if you have money or not. You're gonna meet so many people that can fix with your kind of trip, and don't be worried about if they don't speak your language. And the end is part of the experience to go in new places. Even without the language, you can meet nice people, feel the good energy. So. Uh, mm, and like I say, to travel is not for everyone because to travel is not for everyone because there are people that doesn't like to be or travel in a cheap with a low budget, and they can sleep in any place. But if you feel or you really want to go somewhere, don't think that you need money to do it. Just do it. It's the only place. The only thing that no one gonna teach you, you have to learn it for yourself doing it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And the more you travel, the more you learn about the world, and the people do it. People travel with no money. People
Yeah,
go
yeah.
all over the world with no money.
And the experience is still amazing.
Of course, because the people make the place. The people really
Exactly.
make the place.
Sadly, you can be eating 7-Eleven all the week. It's not healthy, of course, but you're gonna meet a lot of new places in Asia. It's cheap. It's cheap for us. It's one of the cheaper places in the world, Asia. So go there. Just
Yeah.
check your priorities.
No, there's always a way. Always a way. And when I
And
went to Australia, sorry.
no, the about the money and travel is the best investment that you can do is travel and have history to tell in the future. Not see your life going out and running out. How do you say? Running out or your life going out?
Wasting your life.
Wasting. Yeah, that's so better in your life. Maybe not wasting because there are people that like to have things, but it's like the common. For me, it's like the common people do.
Yeah. I was just gonna say when I left the UK the first time, I really didn't have a lot of money, and by the time I got to Australia, I had no money, and you just find a way. You find a way to keep going. There's always ways to keep traveling.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, thank you so much for today. It's been a lovely catch up again. We
Thank
have
you to invite me, bro. What's
no,
up?
the pleasure is all mine. You're someone that I really appreciate having in my life a lot. The things that you've taught me, and all the moments that we've spent, the memories that we've made. I look forward to the next decades to come. Who knows where?
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna keep in touch, so we're gonna talk about whatever in 10 more years. I'm sure about that. 100%.
100%, no doubt. Well, thank you, bro. And thank you, everyone, for listening. This has been episode 10 of Backpacks and Stories with Marcelo.